Which combat lesson did garrison leadership refuse to implement because of optics? Iraq 2009. I was a specialist in an infantry company. We'd been running convoy security missions for 7 months. Lost 3 guys to ambushes in the first 4 months. Our squad leader was Staff Sergeant Curtis Brennan, 20-year veteran, 2 previous deployments, the kind of NCO who actually listened when junior soldiers had ideas. We kept getting hit the same way. Insurgents would wait until our vehicles stopped at checkpoints, then open fire from elevated positions. Standard ambush tactics. The problem was our training. We'd been taught to take a knee, return fire, maintain proper shooting stance, textbook infantry response, look professional, look disciplined, neutralize the threat, but bullets don't care about looking professional. They care about trajectories and angles. Private Wyatt Sterling figured it out after our 4th ambush. Kid was 19, fresh out of basic. During a firefight at a marketplace checkpoint, he completely ignored his training. Instead of taking a knee, Wyatt went flat on his stomach. Full belly crawl behind a concrete barrier, made himself the smallest possible target. Insurgent rounds sailed right over his head. The rest of us were kneeling, providing that picture-perfect infantry response. 3 guys got hit. Wyatt didn't get a scratch. After that firefight, Sergeant Brennan pulled the squad together, started asking questions. Sterling, why'd you go flat instead of taking a knee? Wyatt shrugged. Seemed stupid to make myself a bigger target, Sergeant. Figured smaller was better. Brennan thought about it. Checked the casualty reports from our entire deployment. Noticed a pattern. Soldiers who went prone during ambushes had significantly lower injury rates. The ones who maintained proper kneeling stances got shot more often. He started training us differently. Forget the textbook responses. When contact starts, you drop flat, crawl to cover, make yourself disappear into the ground, return fire from the lowest possible position. It felt wrong, looked unmilitary, but it worked. Next 3 months, our squad didn't lose anybody. We'd hit ambushes, everyone would drop flat like they'd been taught. Insurgents couldn't get good shots on us. Their rounds would impact the ground or sail overhead. Other squads kept taking casualties. They stuck with proper infantry tactics. Kneel, return fire, advance by fire, and maneuver. All the stuff that looks good in training videos. We looked like cowards on paper. Like we were hugging dirt while the enemy shot at us, but we were alive. When we rotated back stateside, Sergeant Brennan tried to implement the training at our home base, wrote up a whole after-action report, combat lessons learned, detailed statistics showing reduced casualties, took it to the company commander, Captain Vincent Rutherford, young officer, West Point graduate, more concerned with regulations than reality. Rutherford read the report and immediately rejected it. Sergeant Brennan, this is completely unacceptable. You're teaching soldiers to cower on the ground like frightened children. Sir, with respect, we're teaching them to survive. The numbers don't lie. The optics are terrible. What happens when CNN films our soldiers crawling in the dirt while taking fire? We look defeated. We look scared. That's not the image the United States Army projects. Brennan tried to argue, showed casualty statistics, explained the physics of ballistic trajectories, demonstrated how going prone reduced your target profile by 70%. Rutherford wouldn't budge. Return to standard infantry tactics. That's an order. I will not have my company looking like cowards on the evening news. So we went back to the old way. Proper stances, textbook responses, the stuff that looks good in recruitment commercials. 6 months later, our company deployed again. Different sector of Afghanistan. Sergeant Brennan got transferred to a different unit before we left. I watched soldiers from other platoons take the same casualties we'd avoided. Ambushes, elevated shooters, guys taking rounds because they made themselves visible targets trying to look professional. Wyatt Sterling got hit during our 3rd month. Sniper round while he was kneeling at a checkpoint, doing exactly what regulations required, exactly what Captain Rutherford demanded. Lost his left leg below the knee. Medevac to Germany, then back to the States. 20 years old and already looking at a medical discharge. Sergeant Brennan heard about it, called me from his new unit. They still using standard tactics? Yes, Sergeant. Company commander won't allow your methods. Says it looks bad. Long silence on the phone. Sterling was a good soldier. Deserved better leadership. 3 years later, I'm out of the army. Working civilian job. I see Captain Rutherford on the news. He's a major now, giving some interview about military readiness and professional standards. Reporter asks him about combat innovations and adapting tactics based on battlefield lessons. Rutherford talks about the importance of maintaining discipline and tradition, how the Army's strength comes from standardized training and consistent execution. I changed the channel. Couldn't stomach watching him. Last month, I got a Facebook message from Wyatt. He's coaching high school football now. Does motivational speaking about overcoming adversity. Lives in Colorado with his wife and 2 kids. Hey, remember that belly crawl thing Sergeant Brennan taught us? I teach it to my football players. When life hits you hard, get low, make yourself small, survive the hit, then get back up when it's safe. Attached was a photo. Wyatt's coaching kids to drop into proper prone positions during tackling drills, teaching them to get low, protect themselves, minimize impact. He added, wish someone had let Brennan teach that lesson properly. Might still have 2 legs, but at least these kids will know how to protect themselves. That combat lesson saved lives. But it never made it into official doctrine because headquarters cared more about how soldiers looked on camera than whether they came home alive.